Hey guys, this is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. It's a little late on Wednesday night. We went to a spring training game today and went out for dinner after. But I wanted to jump on and ask a couple questions, something that's near and dear to my heart. The relationship between Canada and the U.S. We are like spitting on our best friend, kicking him into the ground. And I wanted to see what the future of that was. Plus, the shutdown is supposed to occur here tomorrow. And so I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna pull some cards and tell you what I see. I might channel a little bit. And who knows what else might come up. Hi there again. Let's get started. Thank you to all of you who commented such lovely things. I just did that channeling of like Jimmy Carter, Michael Hutchins, Freddie Mercury, etc. And a lot of you really, it resonated with you. I'm going to continue. Some of you suggested different names. I'm going to continue with those. So I enjoy doing that. And it seems, I don't want to say easier, but I feel like I can weave and bob and get in there. Anyway, right now I want to look at the Canada-U.S. relationship. I am so unhappy. I feel so scared. We drive up there every summer. I use my car and I go there. I might have to back it in. Canadians are lovely people. I know it's not Americans versus Canadians. It's the administration who's calling all these tariffs or being a bully, being a jerk, and being very shameful and disgusting, and leaving the EU, it seems like, and leaving everybody out in the cold, and really taking our government apart inch by inch with the help of the ketamine-induced muskrat. Anyway, so I am going to look at the relationship between Canada and the U.S. Canada's standing strong, and it's the tariffs went in today. I mentioned this before. I have two brothers in the steel industry. My dad used to be in it as well. And I just contacted one, and he said, yes, they're getting more orders. Yes, the prices are going up, but he says, I'm not buying a car. And he said, it's just getting the pieces or the process, the parts or the chemicals or whatever it is you need to melt metal and make sheets or rebar, whatever it is. So he said, you have to know people, and there's a lot of that stuff was out of the country. So now it's just very confusing. I don't know. So the tariffs are helping that small section, but that steel and aluminum is going to go up in price because we have to pay more. We charge more, and then all the products that come from it. It's very frustrating. Anyway, so I'm going to look at this relationship. I'm just looking at it as a relationship, not so much about the tariffs specifically, but I'm picturing Doug Ford from Ontario, the Prime Minister or Premier from Chrystia Freeland, and Mark Carney. He's the new Prime Minister for a few months anyway, and he's a finance guy. I feel like Canada right now is still really strong. They're very unified, not going to back off. Good. It's just terrible. And a lot of Canadians that I know here, we spend a lot of time with Canadians and lovely people, and many are just not traveling, coming down. They're leaving early. They're scared. They don't want to give any more money to the United States because they're angry, and rightfully so. So I look at the countries with that artificial line that the idiot F-47, or I should call him F-45, Felon 45 talks about. It's an arbitrary line, but he's an idiot and he's stupid and he knows nothing about history. And I feel like there's going to be a separation. I don't feel like it's like a border, like there's a trench, but I'm looking at that border. It's kind of like stagnant. Like if you had a river running through it that was flowing really easy, not back and forth, but side to side. It's like stagnant. It's not moving. And it's like there's nobody around it. It's like It's the water's kind of dead around it. I don't know if that means something happens to. It just feels like there's no back and forth. There's no talking. There's no nothing. It's just dead. Not people, but just the energy. You know what I mean? Well, Canada, they're just going to rally or circle their wagons. They are really, really determined not to give in to this bully and this horrible person. Now that people, the MAGA people, were so stupidly following those Republicans who, the MAGA folks who can't see past all the woke culture crap and look at the economy and listen to his lies, because he lies. Like literally every other word out of his mouth is a lie. See, there's different things that happen on different parts of the country. Vancouver, the West Coast, British Columbia, and then Eastern Ontario, Quebec, and all. There's a lot of back and forth over there. Detroit, Michigan, all of that. That's much more. Well, there's oil in the West, but there's a lot of things that travel on that side of the country. And okay, I see that part. It's like trickling. There is a trickle going back and forth, but it's almost like, shh, let's not tell F-45, the stupid F-45, because if we tell him, he'll know about this. It's not like they're keeping it a secret, but they're doing minimum to keep this thing going. And it's not so much about, it's business people kind of trying to maintain some sense of something where they're moving product or stuff back and forth. It's not necessarily illegal or anything, but it's more on the down low. And you've always done it. It's just right now because of everything. Will this continue? Yes. I heard the word yes. I feel a fat month. This is March. Oh, tomorrow's, that big lunar eclipse in Virgo. And it's a big shift. And there's a lot. So and emotions are going to peak tomorrow and Friday and kind of wane that over time. Don't be shocked if there's some big announcement. No, there's a big announcement every day, but I feel like, yes, for the next months or March 13th, 14th to April, I feel like there's going to be, by the time in a month's time, we'll have a budget. I feel like things will ease off by then. So in between now and then, somewhere at the end of the month, something happens between now and the end of the month. They come to some sort of reluctant, tolerable agreement. And I do feel like Canada might have to give in more. I'm sorry. But the relationship between the people and their, it's going to stay like this for a while. They're going to be like kind of holding a grudge. And they're not going to like say, okay, come on over. And all you Americans. I know they say that they're not mad at the Americans, but it's hard not to be when your whole country is giving you the boot and calling you names. Well, not the whole country, but you know who I'm talking about. Calling you names and saying you're a liar and a thief. And we know the liar and the thief is on U.S. soil, right? It's my brother texting me about refractories and metal steel stuff. He was explaining something to me. So as we move forward, I got the moon and the magician. It's really going to take one person to lead the charge here. I know there's a lot of people that can't get Trump to listen, but I feel like on the Canadian side, or maybe it's another country, a diplomat, somebody that's going to be the go-between, or maybe one of those, I'm sorry, I'm a lot on maybes. Is it a woman? But okay, just the time. So by the end of the month, I think things are going to ease up somewhat. And then somewhere at the end of March, that's what I mean. And then by middle of April, we're going to get into a rhythm. And Canada's going to lose and the United States is going to lose. And that's what's going to happen from that point forward. Because the stock market keeps plunging and all his buddies are saying, hey, wait. So Canada relationship, it's just going to be strained. I just feel like it's a ghost town with that stagnant river. for now. I love my Canadian friends and family. It's just sickening. Lovers. So here we are. We're two peas in a pod. We're still enmeshed or codependent a little bit right now. There will never be a 51st state up there. That's just not going to happen. So he can say that all he wants, which enrages me. And I'm a permanent resident of Canada, but I'm, born and raised here for 60 some years. So it's frustrating. Okay. And I think somebody's going to offer him some really abundant offers over here. Like, look over here, squirrel, go there. And he's going to get distracted. And then they're going to say, okay, we've got him distracted over here. Let's come up with a solution and take it to him. And he'll say, okay. He'll have gotten off his high horse. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, shutdown. Will it happen? Democrats actually got some backbone and said, no, we're not going to say yes to this bill or this budget proposal or whatever it is. Continuing resolution, I think it's called TR. And because I think all embedded in it is all kinds of giveaways and free ways that Musk can just get his way, and money to take it here, money to shoot to people that they know, and they're going to give him a lot more leeway. My brother was explaining to me about the refractories, because he said it lines holding vessels, because these giant vessels that hold molten steel, very, very large vats of thousands degree melted steel. It's a process when you fill or hold the molten metal in things, and allows the steel to be contained and not burn through things. It's one of our most expensive things that we buy. If I fill a cup of steel, it will immediately burn through. If I line the inside with refractories, it stays in the cup, meaning that vessel. And also you can use refractories to pour steel when you solidify. And it's very expensive. And he said he knows a guy that knows a guy. Somewhere in Indiana. So hopefully that'll be, so I just thought that was interesting. He said there'll be a test later. So shutdown. I think it is going to happen. The Democrats have actually grown a spine, which is fantastic. And I feel like, I've said this before, I thought it would be a short time. 5-6 days is what I'm feeling. Maybe in over a week. But I don't feel like it's more than that, because of so much pressure between the stock market and all the indexes and the tariffs and the chaos and the back and forth decision making, or the go over there, come back, no wait, you're fired, rehired, and all the agencies that are getting gutted, that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be 5 or 6 days. They are going to shut it down though. And I don't think it's going to affect like Social Security checks or anything. That would be suicide, honestly. I think it'll put the Republicans on their heels, this pushback from them. And actually, it's funny. Usually when they all come to an agreement, the Republicans said, yes, they did what we said. And the Democrats said, yes, they did what we said. And they kind of don't say that they gave in anything, and they got the other side to give in. But for whatever reason, this side, I don't feel like the Republicans are going to talk like that. And I don't know why. That's kind of a random thing. Okay, real quick thing. I wanted to look into Musk's future. The ketamine-induced man who seems to be in charge of everything. In the past, I've seen him not live a long life. And I don't know. I just feel like his energy is, his body is, there's something in his brain. I know he's got Asperger's. I've talked to many people on here. It's Asperger's. I don't know if he's diagnosed or whatever, but I know he's on the spectrum somewhere. But I think this ketamine has made him, and this is for entertainment purposes only, because I have no idea if that's actually true. But I think that has made him obsessive more and more. and a power hungry kind of thing. I see him fading away. I do. I feel like he is fading away. For what reason? I don't know. I think it's one of the many angles that people will be satisfied when they see him out of the picture. And they can still behind the scenes reduce the government, or they'll have like gutted it to skeletal means. But remember, people, this is all going to come back. We are going to rebuild. This isn't forever. It's just this period of time where it's everything is getting taken away and renewed, and we're going to like take it's like you just rebuild a house. You take it down to the studs. That's where we're at. It's not fun and it's scary. But not now. We're not going to rebuild it now, but we will. We will rebuild it. There will be actually some better things, believe it or not. They're going to come of this in the way we manage the government agencies. It'll be more efficient, meaning, some technology or something like that. I'm not saying privatization isn't going to get its little claws and everything, but there's definitely going to be that. But I want you to remember that it's going to be okay down the road. He is not the only person, the F-45 felon, the stupid F-45 felon. He is not the only one making decisions. There's a whole administration behind him, a group of people who are handing him things and he has to sign. And he is going to continue to go down in his health and his mental state. He, I don't know if you see him, he was hawking that stupid Tesla on the White House, which I don't think is it's illegal and unconstitutional, I should say. But nobody, but hopefully the Democrats will continue on this trajectory, pushing back. And I think they've got some leverage right now, which they should. So anyway, I just wanted to look at those two things and apologize to all my Canadian friends and family. I apologize. I know it's not our fault, but I don't know how to explain it. People don't use their critical thinking, and Republicans, just some of them are just don't get it. They just don't get it. So hopefully some of them are swaying. I feel like that's true. Some of these people that voted are really starting to get weight, and it's going to hit them more and more. And this is what I've said before. It should move faster because then the pain will go faster. We'll get through this faster, but I guess there's a timeline for everything. Everything has its perfect time. But we will survive. The more we go through this day by day, I'm not as worried about losing democracy as we once were. I know there's a lot of separation with Ukraine and the EU and all the help we're giving to the rest of the world. That is a temporary thing. So it's going to come back around, I promise. Okay. All right, you guys take care. Till next time.